Today I'm sharing with you how you can organize your life in 2022. I think the most stressful thing for me in the beginning of the year is what is going to be my first video. How do I decide what that's going to be? And yes, I changed my mind probably a million times until I decided to just allow YouTube to decide for me. What was the highly searched term, and it's how to organize your life. So I think that this fits really well with my channel, especially with a recent video that I shared all about planners. And my first recommendation for how to organize your life is to find yourself a planner, because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So definitely find yourself a planner. Some of you like to do things digitally, and while that is great, there is something that happens when you put pen to paper or pencil to paper, penciling it in. I recommend pencils just because I like to be able to erase things. However, they do have those erasable pens now, which are great too. So the first thing that I would encourage you to do when it comes to organizing your life, aside from the planner, is identify what isn't working for you. I think a lot of times we don't give ourselves enough credit for what we have going right in our lives and what we are very capable of, and what the wisdom that we all have in knowing, how to get things done and whatnot. But I think in this time of year, we just want to do everything new. We want to be so productive. We see all these, we start comparing ourselves sometimes of, other people's lives and this and that, and we start thinking, well, how can we do this better or that better? I would encourage you to reflect for yourself on giving yourself credit for what you have done and what you're really good at and what you're capable of. Because I know that you're capable of so much. I know that I'm capable of so much. I know that too many times on my channel, I don't give myself credit. And I think so many of us fall into that category. So first, identify what would you like to improve? What is not working for you? What do you struggle with? That is a key to understanding how do you want to organize your life? How would you like to change things in your life? There are a lot of things that we don't want to change and that are unnecessary for us to change. So first, identify that. Now make it part of your everyday. How are you going to make these things a part of your everyday? Aside from writing it down, making sure that you are just going to implement it in some way. How are you going to fit that into your life in some way? So say you want to organize your life so that you can, make sure that you are making dinner every single night. How are you going to do that every day? Well, the best way to do that, I would say, is to be the first thing that you check off your list in a day. Make sure that you know what your dinner is going to be, making sure that you have those items so it's not something that you feel sneaks up on you and then you're not looking forward to doing that during the day. When you know that you get so engrossed in whatever work that you have have all these places that you need to take the kids, etc. You have this plan. And so sometimes what I like to do, if that's something which I do struggle with, is to make sure that it's what I handle first thing. It's going to be a crock pot meal, because I know that I have such a busy day with all these other things that I love to do, and it's not a problem for me to accomplish. What am I going to do? I'm going to put that roast in the crock pot, so no matter what, dinner is already made. And I am most productive in the morning, so I know that this is going to be done for the remainder of the day, because I use those hours of productivity that I had to focus on that. And it was one of those things that I could check off on the top 3 things that I wanted to accomplish that day. Now, overall, make yourself a master to-do list. Having a list that you don't have to think about constantly all those millions of things that are running around in our head that we just are constantly thinking about over and over again so we don't forget it. If you have that master to-do list maybe in the back of your planner that you can revisit even each day if you want to check just one thing off of that master to-do list, something where you have a bigger goal to get to something else, then you can start pushing those things that you really want to work on and do as part of your everyday. So we have these things that have to get done each day, right? But then there are those things that we do want to get done, but does it have to get done that day? So we put that on for another day. And then we can take one of those things from that master to-do list that we know eventually we want to get to, but how are we going to get to those things? Well, you have to take that, you have to move that over off of your master to-do list and work it into your life in some way. And so I think that that's where we start to feel like we fall short, are these bigger goals that we have that we never quite get to because we don't ever take them off the master to-do list. That list of things that we have in the back of our mind that we want to do, we don't ever quite get those to the pressing matters of the day. So pick 2 things that you definitely have to get done that day, and then for that last thing, pick something on your master to-do list, that one thing that you really want to work on and work towards, that goal that you have, that really big goal that you have, and start putting that on your daily to-do list. And that's a really great way to organize your life, is to make sure that you're working on things that need to get done each day, not where you're so hyper focused on the things that you're really good at. Have a focus as well on those things that you would like to improve. So when you start thinking about organizing your life, go for the positive. Think about what you have right that you are doing so far. What do you love about your life that you are doing? And then start thinking about those things that you can improve on, the things that you can work on, the things that you feel are falling through the cracks. Write those things down and identify them and start your plan of attack on how you are going to improve that area. Now, while I love hearing all about everyone's goals, and we did share that in about 2 videos past, what I'm most impressed with is where everyone has mastered these skills. So please let me know that in the comments below. What kind of things have you mastered already and that isn't going on your organize your life list? Let me know that in the comments below. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new, I would love it if you would subscribe and join this part of the community where we make the everyday beautiful. And I look forward to seeing all of you this year in 2022.